Producer Tara said this would be a 3-part episode, but we were just so gosh darn busy that we decided to make it one giant long thing that I'm sure the viewer engagement will just peter off around 10 minutes or so. Producer Tara, is that pretty much what we're going to go with?
Yep.
But we have to get through them all, don't we? And to be clear, doing it all at once today was Producer Tara's idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can we admit defeat compared to what I said before? Just want to get through this? Okay. Should we just get right on into it? Or do we have any news or anything to discuss? We don't. Okay. First game. Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis action game. Now this is interesting because, I also have the Amiga version of this game, which is a little odd. Like, just I have a couple of things like that. But just that this exists, I never knew this game existed until like a couple of years ago because I own. Oh, right here. Like this is the one that everyone's played, Fate of Atlantis graphic adventure. But I never knew this existed. This is like this, I guess it's the same game. Well, not same game, but it's like the same story, but you play as an action game in like an isometric perspective. I have no idea. So, because like this game's a classic. You've played this before, haven't you, Producer Tara?
I don't.
But it's like LucasArts, Sam & Max era. You know, like you probably have, you just didn't know it. But I don't know anyone who's played this. But apparently, like, they go together. Like, what are two things that go together?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Give me a more creative example.
Balloons and tacks.
Balloons and tacks. Okay. Or feet and tacks. You know, you just spawn them. Anyway. Yeah, just really weird that this exists. And then if someone in Australia offered it to me, which was a weird thing in itself, but even though it's like the US version, it's IBM. So now I have the IBM and the Amiga version. Well, what are we gonna do about that, Producer Tara? What? You don't know?
Much more.
No, of the same game? I hope not. So let's move on to the next game. Okay. Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. Now, Producer Tara, what you're already nodding your head already. What are you nodding your head at?
I've never played it.
No, I was going to ask that.
Oh.
Do you remember Star Trek Voyager?
No.
Captain Janeway, Tuvok, Harry Kim, Neelix. You remember Neelix? Well, this is a Quake 3 engine game, first-person shooter based on Star Trek Voyager. Do you recognize any of that crew? Still no. Well, Neelix isn't on the crew. But there's a cool, like, I think it was like a patch or an update or something where you, like, besides like the first-person shooter shit, you could freely roam the Voyager ship like to scale and just like walk around, which is pretty cool. I think that's almost a better feature than. Well, let's not go nuts. But then you can also do like deathmatch and be Borg and things like that. Super cool. And watch the final season of Star Trek Voyager and enter to win a role in the next Star Trek CD-ROM game. I don't know what game that would have been. Bet it's expired though. Yeah, it is. Next game? Okay. Prince of Persia 3D. Now, Producer Tara, do you remember the side-scrolly Prince of Persia games? The ones where, like, you fell really easily and, you know, yada yada yada. And do you remember, like, the Sands of Time Prince of Persia games? Now, this one was in between them. This is a really weird game because it's like a 3D game still, but it uses like tank controls to control like the character. So you ought to, which is awful for like a platforming game. Obviously, it's fine for Resident Evil. It's fine for Dino Crisis, and you know, but They just went so hard on their art style that the controls are just like absolute garbage. Like absolute fucking stupid. But look at this looks super pretty though, right? Like but it just plays like dog shit. Even okay, look at these reviews. Even graphics are stunning. One of the biggest 3D action releases of the year. Doesn't say anything about the game. Strikingly designed gameplay. It's sure striking, alright. All the 3D goodness of today's technology. That doesn't mean anything. Stunning animation. That doesn't mean anything. So, you can see where I'm getting at here? It's not great. It looks great. It's not great. Next game. SimCity 3000. Producer Tara, did you ever play SimCity? None of them? Not even like 2000?
I don't like any of the Sims.
Not even The Sims?
No.
Why not?
Never could get into it.
You just need an objective?
Yeah.
You just can't,
I don't like
you can't freeform this? Now, for this game, I think this came out in 98? 98. But it came out like, so I actually had this game growing up. Like I got it when it came out, but I thought it was so cool because it came out in like December 98-ish. But in the game, it was already copyrighted to 99. And I thought that was super cool as a kid. Like, look, it's still like 1998, but the game thinks it's 99. Like, you know, some stupid kid bullshit. But this is like the era of just like really cool pixel graphics before they went, because SimCity 4 was more like 3D-ish things, whereas this is still pixel graphics. Because like, look at this, isn't that beautiful? Like just like the amount of like detail and stuff. So yeah, and then you could still do the things like cause earthquakes and Godzilla. Well, they didn't have Godzilla. I think Godzilla was in SimCity 2000. No, it wasn't. It was the big alien walker. I forget what the disasters are in this one. Well, the tornado. You know, write in the comments what you remember what the disasters are for SimCity 3000. I would love to know. And I'm not going to Wikipedia it for myself after the show. I'm going to move on to the next game, because Tara's kind of doing this, and I'm just going to Planescape Torment. I've never played it. I know it's a super cool RPG, like isometric RPG, but I know our friend John knows the hell out of this game, and if he's in the comments, tell us what you know about Planescape Torment, because all I know is on the back of the box, and then it has a cool art style. Does this sell the game to you, Producer Tara? No, it doesn't. The answer is no. That's correct. But apparently it's really good, like the story and everything. It's like a unique dark fantasy world and things. Next game? I don't know. I can't really say anything about this. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll just keep going. Okay. Next game is a sealed copy of William Shatner's Tech War. Tara's giving an ooh face. Don't reverse those oohs. It's not a good game. Can you do a reverse ooh for me? Alright, she's sucking it in. I'm glad I have a sealed copy, but it's just a really shitty Doom clone that doesn't work well, and it tries to do an open world thing, but it's not really. It's like over ambitious, but in the wrong ways, you know? Yeah, I remember when this came out, and a friend of mine had it. He's like, wow, William Shatner's on the cover, and it's like a shooter, it's gotta be good. So Tech War is based off books that William Shatner wrote. Like, it's like a sci-fi series that he wrote. And this is like the video game based on the book. So there's a lot of like hoops to like for someone to be interested in this. And you like shitty first-person shooters? Wow, sign me up. You know, like it's. I'm just gonna keep next game. So this game, This is kind of a not guilty pleasure, but I had this growing up, and I had no idea how to play it. Still don't. Really, it's like a simulation strategy game in sci-fi. It's not well done. Like it's not good, but for some reason I had it as a kid, so that's the only reason why I got it here. I mean, it's okay. You know the game Outpost? It's like where you like build up like a sci-fi city and you have to like manage your resources. Sort of like SimCity, but with like on a sci-fi planet. Sort of like that, but then you have like an aliens trying to attack you at the same time. So you have to kind of, you know. We're gonna fly through some of these. Star Siege. So this is a precursor to Tribes. In the same universe, so it's like mechs and giant battles. You can do multiplayer and everything like that. Producer Terry is telling me to go to the right. Yeah, it's like one of those like big, large-scale multiplayer games from like the late '90s. I mean, before Tribes, obviously, but it's just and it's really heavy. We should find out what's in here. Should I open this now? We can't? Why can't I? Producer Terra, why can't I open it?
Hans Halls.
That's a Hans Halls, right.
Yeah, that's not an opening.
What's the show that we open games called? I don't know either. Oh no, it's Uncle Hans's Big PC Big Box Emporium. Nah, that's right. But yeah, we'll definitely. This is heavy. Producer Terra, can you get a heavy check? You didn't have to put it in front of the camera. They can already see it.
No, so does you.
Was that your first appearance on camera? Well, okay, the physics of you.
The proof that I exist.
Yeah. You're not just a fembot or something. Next game? Okay. I'm gonna put some at the bottom. Quake. Now this is a pretty good copy of Quake, honestly. Like, it's almost perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but like, it's pretty dope. I wanted this for a while, just because I have Quake 2 somewhere. Well, it's over that way, but I don't have the OG Quake until now. Now I just need Quake 3 Arena. That's a banger of a game. I don't have it though. But yeah, this is just like one of those games like Doom. That's just like one of those like heavy hitters that you just have to have. Plus, it has the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack, because Trent did all the stuff. Next game? I don't have to explain Quake. Let's just. Hey, this is the game. Hey, this is the game we got from the Berry Game Exchange. How was that trip, Producer Terra?
Fun.
Fun! Alright. It sure is Load Runner in like 16-bit graphics and just different things. I'm gonna fly through some of these. Like, this is a fly-through game and go. Okay, next game. I don't have... It's Load Runner. Fallout 2. Now this is a weirdly sized box. So let's compare this to Load Runner, right? Like, now I think this is because the Fallout 1 box is like even weirder. Like, actually you can see right here, it's like long, it's like wider than it is tall, because Todd Howard wanted to do that back in the day. He's the one who owns the Fallout franchise, but or like Bethesda. What are your thoughts on Fallout, Producer Terra? I mean, like Fallout 3, like next one. Well, technically, next one, this series was like when they went to first person. This is still when they're like top-down view, like isometric. Whereas this is more like story-based and more RPG-based. Whereas those ones, the later ones, are more. Well, I mean, they're fine, but they lose the appeal of like kind of the more nitty-gritty RPG stuff. That kind of makes this what it is. Plus, that's a cool cover. And this does feel heavy too. I can't open it. Okay, next game? Because I got these both at the same time. So I actually owned this one. Okay, first of all, Producer Terra, which one is the better box cover? You can't see it. This one? Is that because of the embossing and stuff? This one's still pretty good too, though, right? Why do you think it's better?
It just looks better.
Okay. It's fair. Now, let's... I don't know. Well, yeah, this looks better on the inside. This one just feels like it's a collage. Whereas this one seems like design, you know, it's more streamlined. Anyways, I had this game growing up. Couldn't beat the first level. Like, cause I was too scared when I got it. So I had to use like, well, okay, so here's a funny story about this. So this came out like version 1.0, whatever, but there was a patch to add cheats to the game. Like it was like 1.12 or something like that, But I didn't have internet at the time, right? Because this was like 99. I didn't have high-speed internet till like 2008. So what I ended up having to do was teach. But my grandma had internet. So what I would do is I would go to her house with a stack of floppy disks, and then like split the file into 1.44 meg chunks, and then try to like a parted zip file, and then just like take parts of the patch home with me, and then hopefully it like restructured itself over so I could actually play the game with cheats, so I could get past like just have invincibility or something. It didn't work. Like the zip plan didn't work, but yeah, it's a good story. But AVP2, holy shit, AVP2 is just a way better game than AVP1. It's like more streamlined, feels better, looks better. It's made by Monolith and not Rebellion. That's and Monolith just is a generally better developer. Next game. Oh, here's a heavy hitter. Red Alert 2! Because we already had Yuri's Revenge in a previous thing, I'm pretty sure. And now we have the actual game, Red Alert 2, like the base game. And now, interestingly enough, this is the version that has the Twin Towers intact in the gatefold here, because they took it out after, So, that's cool to have, just it's kind of a history thing. So, but I am curious if it also has, because when that happened, they also removed a mission involving the Twin Towers from the game. So I'm curious if this also has that version or that mission in the game. Oops. Like I'm sure you could download it and like from the internet these days, but it'd be neat if it was on the disc. Right, Producer Terra? All right, next game. Producer Terra, what do you think of when you see this cover? Porn. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. What were you thinking? Back of your mind, hover bikes?
Oh, nope.
No. Okay. Well, this game is all about. As soon as you open it up, it's something completely different, with 360 descent like deathmatch. This is like classic like mid 90s like sci-fi design, where we're not quite at the Matrix yet, but it's still like dark sci-fi. And then when the Matrix came out, they kind of just went. When the Matrix came out, people basically stopped trying to do that kind of theme. Like, you know what I mean? Like Judge Dredd and I'm trying to think of other sci-fi movies that were dark. Oh, that Event Horizon. Like all those type of things. But yeah, it's just a bizarre cover. But I don't think this came with the actual disc, because the box was like Like the disc is easy to find in comparison. But it did come with the calendar that came with it. So should we we're gonna wait on that one? Okay. 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 Total Annihilation. Now this is a early Red Alert era sort of RTS game. Now it's sealed, but there's a big rip in it, so I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you think I should just open it anyway, because at this point, is it sealed? What would you think, Producer Tara? You think it's worth just just opening that and not now? That could be its own video. Holy fuck, that could be good content. Okay, it could be content, not good content. Right? You know what? Even this show isn't even good content. We're just sitting in a dark basement talking about nothing. Nothing to most people. PC big box games. Anyway. Now, I didn't play it. I was more of a Red Alert kid. Holy fuck. Command and Conquer kid, like Red Alert and stuff. So I don't... Aside from the demo, I never really played this, but apparently it's awesome. It just wasn't my jam back then. Maybe we make a video and we'll check it out if we choose to unseal it. Leave a comment. Is this where they put comments? Down here? Leave a comment down below if you think we should unbox it, and just engage with me. I want to see a good discussion of whether or not I should unbox this based on the minor rip. Hey, there's rip. Next game. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Our producer Terry can make a note and get rid of the sticker for me. So this is the Wolfenstein reboot they did in 2002? 2003? I am looking for the copyright to prove myself. 2001. This was, so like, when this came out, my dad was obsessed with it, because we played a lot of the original Wolfenstein, like Wolfenstein 3D, and then they basically waited a decade, and then this came out. He was like, oh, this is it. We're gonna get a World War II shooter with, B.J. Blazkowicz, that's the main character, Producer Tara, and, go through Nazi castle shooting down Nazis. What was that? Yeah, it is super cool. It has the it kind of has like the German like experiment sci-fi stuff on it. So you have like Tesla cannons and but then you also have like the classic MP45s and like the Nazi Lugas. Great game. It is really good. Sniper rifle's really dope too. Next game. We only have one left. We're flying through this. It feels like we're flying through it. Persia, are we flying through this?
It's okay.
You're just saying that for the cameras, right? She's not answering. Star Trek Final Unity. Persia, Tara, what would you... If you could... what was my question? Do you like graphic adventure, point-and-click adventure games? Do you like them based on TV shows? Why not? Now what if you had the entire voice cast from the TV show to do it? And the original writers. And then you could point and click, and then, you have the cast going like, I don't know what to do with that. Or when you do something wrong. That's what this game is. It's basically a Star Trek Next Generation episode that you play out, and you can choose like your crew to go on away missions, and it's a point and click thing, and you can have dialogue options like the show, and it's all voiced by everyone there. That's pretty dope, right? Unheard of. And it's a really unique box. Look at this. You get reverse trap. I'm curious. Do we have any?
They're all upstairs.
All the trapezoid boxes are upstairs? Because I'm curious if this is the same mold if it was this way. If anyone in the comments knows that, I know there's one guy who watches these videos who has all the trapezoid boxes. Like literally all the Eidos, like the ones I have upstairs. see if it's the same mold for me if you want to. I don't want to go upstairs and check myself, and I'll totally forget as soon as I press stop. So if someone can go do that, and then just, even if you make up the result in the comic, that would be really good. I would love that. So Producer Terra, she's smiling and just going, yeah, I'm into that, right? Quark. Remember Quark, the Ferengi? Who's your favorite Star Trek character? You're saying Saru from Star Trek Discovery? Who's your second favorite? You. Is it because you only remember his name? What about the other show? No.
No.
Not even Spock?
Oh, I love
Oh, right,
The
Spock.
actor.
Oh, you like the actor who plays the new Spock,
him. He's beautiful.
not Zachary Quinto.
No.
Zachary Quinto's not beautiful. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Well, that's the last game. Is there any more? Like that seemed really quick. It's not? It wasn't quick? Well, we didn't really get anything. Oh, you want me to cut? We didn't really get much. Well, actually, I got that Quake copy in September, but we didn't really get anything else, so there probably won't be. Oh, I guess I technically got this Load Runner too, which we showed. But we really get anything else in September besides those two things. So there probably won't be one for this month. Tara's going, thank God, in the background.
You'll order stuff for October.
I what?
You will order stuff for October. You always do.
No, October's a busy month for me? Okay. No, maybe. Depends what pops up. I won't go looking, but pretend what pops up. Alright, that's it. Producer Tara, do you have any final things to say? I can't hear you. She's saying no. Okay. Let's end it here then. And cut.